Mic check. Guess you should do a mic check before you hit the go live button. Yep. I think it's working. 540p. In game. Hello. Oh! Wait, let's change this over to multi-stream just in case. Hello, I'm multi-streaming today. YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. This is Henry, the Henry dog. He's a long-haired Chihuahua. Usually pretty nice to me. Sometimes he's a little grumpy. And I don't know about all Chihuahuas, but they tend to be like real loyal, like to one person, I guess. I don't know. In my house, him and I are buddies. I don't know. I'm not really a dog person. I've got some dogs and I take care of them the best I can. But I don't know that much about dogs. Don't know that much about fitness and working out either. I changed my category today. I didn't know there was a fitness and health category. I've usually been doing this in the just chatting because I didn't know there was a... And I watched some people, and they're mostly experts in the fitness and health, but I saw a couple of people who were kind of there for motivational or just, like the average person kind of thing. So, I don't know. We'll try this. Maybe I should stay in just chatting. I'm not sure. But what I've been doing, I got this rowing machine. I need to put it back in the... Oh, man. I already strapped myself in. If I remember, there's a row command, and it tells about this rowing machine. But I need to put it in a newer stream. I haven't put it in a while. Anyways, I got Happy EDM going today. I'm going to get started. Looks like I'm starting at session time 2:20, so we'll go if we go 20 minutes, that'll be about 22. So, how come it's my afternoon? Well, I was up kind of late last night, but really the main thing was I had to get up before 6 today to get to the U-Haul store to be there at 7 when they open to rent a trailer to help move some items in real life that needed to be moved from one house to another house. So I was up too early. I was like, I would have had to get up at 4:30 or whatever, maybe 5. Anyways, it just seemed like it made sense to wait, which I knew there was a risk. If I wait, does that mean I'm not going to do it? Am I going to skip a day? And I don't want to skip a day. As I put in the headline note, I'm not an expert. I don't know much about fitness. I'm just a person who needs to exercise, and I'm using a mechanism, a behavioral mechanism, a tool, an accountability buddy, which is the internet. So my accountability buddy is you guys, even if you guys are nobody, or whether you are somebody, like whether anybody's out there or not. My accountability buddy, the reason why I've been able to go I'm on my third week, day 2 of my third week, is because, I don't know, you can make up your mind to do anything, right? But then, how many people never do things that they want to do? So, it's all way beyond my pay grade. I don't know anything about philosophy or behavioral science or anything. All I can do is say I'm on day 2 of week 3 of actually exercising. And the last time I exercised on a routine basis was also under a duress kind of situation, in that it was my cardiac rehab after my open heart surgery. I had a quintuple bypass. Quintuple bypass. So 5 of my cardiac arteries were partially blocked. I didn't have any full blockages, but I had open heart surgery in October of 2019, and I can't recommend it other than if you need it. I do recommend it because you're probably going to die if you don't get it. So, it's one of those things. If you need it, you better get it. It wasn't that great of an experience, even though it wasn't horrible. I didn't have any super bad complications, but it also didn't go smoothly. I had trouble coming off the ventilator, and that's when the COVID thing hit, and they were talking about the ventilators. It really freaked me out, because I do not ever want to be on a ventilator ever again, and I really don't recommend it. And people who are flip about it and have never experienced being on a ventilator, I'm just going to say you don't know what you're talking about. And if you have been on one and you enjoyed it, well, great. That's awesome. I'm glad you had a good time. But anyways, so I'm working out this afternoon instead of in the morning because I had to do some stuff early and I didn't get enough sleep. But I feel really good right now. I'm really happy that I am working out, even if it's not at my normal time, because it's really given me a lot of positive energy, to be like able to accomplish this when I really haven't ever worked out on a consistent basis. I mean, really since boot camp. I went to U.S. Navy boot camp in 1986. And the thing about the Navy is, at least back then, once you're out of boot camp, there's almost no structured physical fitness. It's not like the Army or Marines. I don't know about them. I can only assume they actually do stuff in terms of physical activity, requirements. I mean, the Navy has an annual physical fitness test. And of course, again, I got out in 96, so if things have changed, I can't speak to that. But while I was in the Navy from 86 to 96, it was all on your own if you did any kind of physical activity. Now, the annual physical fitness test wasn't all that hard. So an average younger person, and it was tiered based on your age or your age group. Back then it was 20 to 29. You were at a certain level. And I got out in 96 before I turned 30. So the last couple years was pretty hard because I was still in the same level, graded at the same level as 20-year-olds who just came out of boot camp. And back then there was some fudging. Certain commands, certain places you might be stationed, they might have just kind of let people slide when they do the run, if they took too long. But be that as it may, my point is I've never had a physical fitness routine, and this is definitely becoming one. So me streaming it, me putting it out on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch is an accountability or motivational tool. So I don't know if it'll help anybody, but it's helping me, so there you go. Henry has moved himself over to the gate. He's like, I don't know why we're in here. I would like to walk around the house and sit in my normal spots. I can't remember. Did I say Pretzel Rocks is on Happy EDM? I wanted something kind of upbeat, but not too crazy. Not like the face melting stuff. So this is just kind of boppy or whatever. And I'm feeling pretty good, considering I moved some large, heavy objects. Actually, most of the stuff we had to move was bulky. It wasn't super heavy. The only really heavy things was a washer and dryer, and I have quite a good dolly, furniture dolly. I got one at an auction several years ago. It's got big poofy tires. One of them leaks a little bit, so you got to pump it up, but it's got the big poofy tires. It's not a super giant one, but it's big enough that it makes it pretty easy to move a washing machine by yourself. And I had a little bit of help for the bulky items, like a mattress. So I was kind of worried, that I wouldn't feel like doing more exercise today, but I feel pretty good considering. So I'm glad to be here doing my workout. I hope everybody out there is having a good day. I'm fixing, some of you may have noticed in the background over here next to the window, some computer components. I'm fixing to build me a new gaming computer. I'm going to keep my old i7 that currently is my gaming / streaming computer. I'm going to leave it as my streaming computer since OBS and everything's already set up on there. I'm going to build me a new one. I got Amazon Prime Day had a good deal, pretty dang good deal on a decent i7, a new, the Gen 12 Rocket Lake, I don't know. I don't keep up on all the chip stuff. I'm very casual, but it has a good price performance ratio, at least at the prime rate. On a non-prime sale, the price of it's kind of crazy, but Amazon had it for a good price. And Tom's Hardware says that even though the Ryzens are good for most people, that if you're strictly looking for gaming performance, that the clock speed is pretty important, not just the threads. So it's not an i9, with the more cores or whatever, but what is it? An i7 has 8 maybe, or is it 6? I don't know. I'm not that into the technical details, like on current state. I don't keep up with it. Anyways, I'm assembling the parts slowly, not buying everything all at once. I got the power supply there, a case, an old school 4 terabyte drive just for like video storage. I got the CPU. I've got my cooler. This particular, you can see it's a small box, or actually you can probably barely see it. It's kind of hard to see on this webcam. But it's an i7 and it's just the CPU. It's not one that comes with the stock cooler. So Tom's Hardware has a review like they do all the time. Best budget coolers, etc., and different categories of coolers. And so I have one picked out. I haven't ordered it yet. And I think I picked out a motherboard. It's an MSI. It has some overclocking capabilities. I haven't overclocked in a long time, and I never got into it like hardcore. But this CPU is native 3.8, but it's a K, so it easily overclocks. I think they even Intel on their tech, on the tech data says 5.1. And since I haven't been in the overclocker scene, well, I was never into it like, hardcore, but I'd kind of like, what was that forum back in the day? PC overclockers, or there was a couple overclockers forums I'd visit occasionally. Anyways, this one will overclock. I probably will try some, a little, not like hardcore, but just a little bit, since the CPU happens to sort of be made for it, or at least Intel endorses it or whatever. And I got my Win 10 copy, which I'm sure the Win 11 thing is a free upgrade. I haven't read that much about this Win 11 stuff that just came out, a week ago. But I need to order that motherboard and cooler. Prime Day also had several NVMe SSD drives, the little like RAM looking ones, not the big rectangles of the old school. And I got a couple of those that were pretty good deals. I got a small boot one, like a 250 gig for boot. And then they had a Corsair one that seemed like it was a pretty good markdown. I'm not really sure because I don't keep up on those prices. But it was a pretty good price, and it's a little bit faster. It's like a 1 terabyte to use for Steam. So I'll have a 4 terabyte old spinny hard drive for, video storage, 1 terabyte Steam drive for games, and the 250 gig for boot for the OS. Those are ordered on the way, so I need to, once I get the motherboard, I'll probably actually wait till I order it, because if I change my mind, it's your RAM really has to match your your motherboard. It used to be a little bit, I don't know, again, haven't been hardcore into this stuff in the past decade, but it used to be that as long as your RAM was the right type and everything, it wasn't all that important. It would work, but it seemed to me during the last maybe 5 or 10 years that the CPU, the motherboard manufacturers, when they give you a CPU list, like these are CPUs we know will work and this is RAM that we know will work, that has seemed like it's been more of a good idea to follow. Now, if there's experts out there and you know what you're doing, then hey, that's great. But if you're more on the novice side of building your own gaming PC, I do recommend you use those lists when you order your RAM, just to avoid problems. And if you know what you're doing and you don't need to, hey, that's awesome too. So once I order the motherboard and the cooler, then I'll order some RAM. Well, I'll pick out some RAM. I'm kind of spacing things out, like to spread out the money drain. But I'll probably be on track to have it built out and start using it on gaming on stream in maybe the second week of July. We'll see. Maybe a little earlier. The place I work has given us the whole week of the 4th of July off. So, in theory, everybody's supposed to get... We were already getting Monday and Friday and Monday off. Like the 2nd and the 5th or whatever. But they went ahead and decided we were doing well enough that they were going to give everybody Tuesday through Friday also. So I don't have to work from the 1st of July, the afternoon of the 1st of July, which is a Thursday afternoon, all the way until the Monday, the 12th, that morning is when we go back. So that's going to be kind of a nice vacation. I mean, working from home, it's a little bit, depends. Like sometimes we're super busy and sometimes we're not. But just knowing that everybody's supposed to be off and nobody should be sending me emails or Teams messages during that 11-ish plus days is going to be pretty cool. And so it would be nice to get the rest of the components at the beginning of that and get that PC build. I don't know if I doubt I'll do the build on stream, just because that's not really my area and I'm kind of slow. I don't know, maybe I will. I could put up a table right here, stow the rowing machine and put a table here. I was watching a streamer do a build. They built themselves a new gaming PC. I think it was some random person. I don't remember who it was. But it was kind of interesting. They were right towards the end of it. I watched that for a good half hour. Maybe almost even an hour. But they were doing cable management. That's one of the reasons I kind of don't want to do a PC build on stream is because I am not good with my chaotic brain. I don't. If a cable's plugged in, like in the Navy, I was an electrician, so I know a little bit about electricity, electronics. And the fact is, an electrical circuit doesn't give a crap if you have your cables cable tied down in a neat pattern. You know, it might be aesthetically pleasing to certain personality types, but that's just not. If everything's plugged up and I slap the cover on the side, now this case does have a glass side. It's an NZXT. It doesn't have a bunch of lights. It's kind of a nice basic computer case, mid ATX case. The main reason I selected it, the price was reasonable. It was like $65 or so. But it has a USB-C, USB 3.2 Gen 2 USB-C plug on the front panel. In fact, it only has, what does it have? It doesn't have all the traditional, like 4 USBs and a headphone and all that stuff on the front. It's just got a power switch, USB-C, and something else. Either a USB, standard A or whatever it is. It only has like 3, maybe 4 things on the front panel. So I kind of, the main thing I wanted was a USB-C up there. I don't really use it yet, but I wanted to make sure, being like forward compatible, that I had easy access, because I can just pop a hub on there, right? From what I understand is, that's kind of why a lot of laptops that have USB-C, they really only just have one, is because you're basically supposed to use a hub. I don't know if that's true, but anyways, that's kind of why I picked it. It doesn't have, it's the model without a bunch of light fans and all that stuff. They have some more expensive models that have more of that LED lighting and all that stuff. But I don't plan on putting mine in a position where you can see it on stream. It's not really my thing. Man, and with all that yapping, we're already at 20 minutes, so I'm just going to drink some water. I'm feeling really good. I do have to, well, I don't have to. Plan A is to go move some more furniture tonight. And so I don't want to get all wiped out. But I'm feeling good. I'm going to do 25 minutes. I got to get that stuff picked up in the background. I don't like the fact that you'll see my stuff in boxes. I need to finish cleaning this room out. Like staging the computer stuff there, I think is kind of like, what's that thing that happened last year with all the COVID, everybody being at home and doing Zoom meetings, the whole background, like rate my background or whatever, all that crap. I do want my set, so to speak, to be, reasonably not disgusting. And so having random boxes of miscellaneous items in the background, and there's part of a bed frame. I don't know. If somebody was trying to figure out what stuff was behind me, they could probably figure that out. That stuff needs to get put away. I don't know how my technique is done today. I haven't been focusing on it as hard as I probably should. I was watching a couple of fitness streamers doing random things. one of them mentioned breathing. That is something I think I haven't been paying attention to on the rowing machine. But they did say, they weren't doing rowing, but they said in general, the exhale should be on the difficult part. So if I'm supposed to like legs, arms, and then pop back, the pop back is the easy part, right? So I should be breathing in when I pop back. So I'm gonna have to quit talking. See, if I think about it, I am not a coordinated person, like, you know, like dance or whatever. Although I must say, if I did ask me anything or tell me something nobody knows, well, it's not that nobody knows it. When I was a senior in high school, I was a cheerleader. So that might make you think, well, must have some kind of coordination. No, it's just that back in the 80s, there weren't that many male cheerleaders in rural parts of the most United States, I would venture to guess. It was kind of unusual. And so they would basically take anybody they could get. And a friend of mine wanted to be a cheerleader. He was a junior. I was a senior. To tell you the truth, I don't really remember. I need to ask him. I don't remember exactly what happened, other than the way I remember it. He said, "Hey, I want to be a cheerleader, and I don't want to do it by myself. Will you do this?" And I was like, okay. But there's more to the story, because I played football in 10th and 11th grade, and then some stuff happened that I'm not going to get into on the internet. And me and another guy did not play football our senior year. And so part of the reason I did the cheerleading after this friend of mine asked me to do it with him was because I wasn't playing football. Since I wasn't playing football, I did play tennis in high school, but tennis is in the spring, so it doesn't really conflict with cheerleading. Because cheerleading is mainly, you know, fall football, winter wrestling. We would go to the wrestling matches. And then spring, or not spring, I guess wrestling and basketball were at the same time, right? Whatever. Anyways, the cheerleaders would go to the games for football, basketball, and wrestling. That's what we did. And that did not conflict with spring sports like tennis. Oh, I guess I'm done. All right, I don't want to overdo it. That's a good solid 25 minutes. Since I still got more furniture to move, I don't want to be totally wiped out. But I am feeling pretty good. I don't think I did great on my posture with my back. But hopefully I'll get better at that. Alright, now I gotta stand up. What? Come here, Henry. Come say hello. Let's do a close-up. This is Henry, the Henry dog. There's too much delay. Oh, I can look on the other picture. Yeah, they can see you. Wave hello. Wave goodbye. I think I have some work. What time is it? Yeah, we got about 20 minutes, so we need to go dog walking before we have to do some stuff for work. So, thanks y'all. I'll see you all. I should be back doing my workout tomorrow morning, my normal time, which is like around 6 to 7 Central US time. Bye. Bye.